James Colicchio. Rice Cakes Jr. Rich Bright.
All right, we got marshals making their way to the track. Got cars starting to check in
Stan
here.
McDonald.
All right, got one more driver making his way to the stand here. Give him a moment here. Careful on the back straight, drivers. Go wide, go wide. All clear. All right, I got Kevin, I got Trevor, I got Bryant, got Brian.
Joe Colicchio.
Yeah, maybe if I can get
1
one
minute
more
to
to
the
the
start
left
of the race.
side, or maybe if we get Bryant in the middle or something. All right, everybody's checked in.
The race.
Looks like everybody's in a rhythm. We're gonna go live loop here. Careful on the back straight, go wide. Oh, careful on the back straight, right in the middle. All right, hold on. We're gonna false start that one. Give you guys a moment. Hold on. Uh-oh. Is that a ball cup? All right, folks, loop will be live in less than 5. Wow. Impressive parking job. Cool thing about what happens before the line is, well, doesn't count. Now, what happens before the line stays before the line. They say that about other places, but I don't necessarily agree. All right, 25 in, 5:30. All right, James, 17.3 for an opening lap. Chloe going 18.0, Rich 19. 45. All right, we got the Firecracker Series starting this Friday.
5 minutes left.
Then we got the NorCal Off-Road Belt Championships this weekend. It's a two-dayer. Got qualifying on Saturday. We have a single round of qualifying and triple main events on Sunday. So if you can only make one day, you're still welcome to come out. We got 120 down, 440 to go. Chloe Gross on top of the leaderboard, followed by James Colicchio, Joe Colicchio, Rich Bright, and Stan McDonald. Got Chloe going 17.4, James going 17.3, Joe going 18.9, Rich at 19.7, Stan 20.1. All right, we got ourselves a battle between the two purple cars. They are just 1 second apart. Those two find themselves about 5.5 seconds clear of Joe. Joe about 14 ahead of Rich, and Rich 21 ahead of Stan. Got 2 minutes down, 4 minutes remaining. That last time by, Chloe resets fast lap 17.3.05. We got 2:10 down, 3:50 remaining. All right, so Chloe and James, 0.009 separating those two drivers. They're both on 20.07s for
Rice
pace.
Cakes Jr., James Colicchio, Joe Colicchio, Rich Bright, and Stan McDonald.
All right, Chloe on a 20.07. James falling back a little bit, 25-second lap there. He's still holding on to the 2 spot, but just 0.2 of a second ahead of Dad. Got Joe 11 seconds up on Rich. Rich 9.3 ahead of Stan. All right, 2:45 down, 3:15 to go. Chloe 7 seconds ahead of James now. James 1.4 ahead of Joe. 3 minutes in, 3 minutes to
left.
go. Wow, James, new fast lap, 16.9. So we got 250 left in this one. The purple cars are out front. If a purple car comes up on you, just give them a little bit of room. Both purple cars occupying the top 2 spots. Whoa. All right, 2:35 remaining. Yeah, Chloe 2004, James 2014, Joe 1906, Stan 1710, Rich 1711. Well, careful on the right side, need a little bit of help. Got 2 minutes remaining, drivers.
2 minutes left.
See how things cycle here. Got Gross still holding on to the 1 spot, about 3 seconds ahead of James. James 6 seconds ahead of Joe. Joe 22 ahead of Rich, and Rich 14 ahead of Stan. Got 1:40 remaining, drivers. Minute 30 to go, 90 seconds remain. We got Gross 2015, James Clicchio going 2018, Joe Clicchio going 1908, Rich Bright
After 4 minutes
1706,
40
Stan
seconds,
McDonald
the
1604.
top drivers are Rice Cakes Jr., James Colicchio, Joe Colicchio, Rich Bright, and Stan McDonald.
You said it, man. Just over a minute to go, drivers.
1 minute left.
Okay, just setting up computer for the rest of the night. Got 30 seconds to go. Careful on the back straight, drivers. Yeah, Chloe 3.6 ahead of James. James 6.4 ahead of Joe. Joe a lap up on Rich. Rich a lap up on Stan. 15 seconds. Top 2 cars still on a 20-lap pace. Got Joe 19, Rich 17, Stan on a 16. 5 seconds left, drivers.
Stan McDonald done. Joe Colicchio done. Rice Cakes Jr. done. Rich Bright done.
One more car, Uno Mas. And
All
that will
drivers
be a
are
race,
finished.
drivers. Chloe Gross goes
James Colicchio
2013.
done.
James goes 2017. Joe 1906. Rich 1709. And Stan 1610. All right, folks. Moving on to race number
race is
2. Race number 2 will be George, Ryan, Martin, Theo, Dave, and Pat.
Ryan R. Randall. George Laxon.
All right, Team Losi teammates cheering each other on.
Pat Bignella.
I'll eventually build mine. Eventually.
Chef Dave.
Oh, careful at the wall ride, drivers. Careful at the wall ride. I may need some turn marshals out here. Got Stan and Chloe out there looking for the
Martin
rest of my
Arroyo.
group. I got somebody in the corner here. All right, looks like I have all my drivers from the previous race out here. Thank you all. All All right, looking for a check from Theo.
10 car 10.
And there it is. All right, this is race number 2 in warm-up. All right, looks like everyone's doing pretty well here, so we're going to go live loop next time you cross the bridge. Last race I announced was on road, so used to saying bridge. All right, 15 seconds in, everybody's being scored. Wow. We're definitely meeting the quota on pink cars tonight. Got Ryan Randall, Theo Lynn, and Pat Pagnella. You know, that's actually Pat's middle name, Pink. He's Triple P. All right, 40 seconds in. Theo Lynn, 17.5 for an opening lap. Got Martin lap 2 at 17.6. Dave going 17.7. George 18.5. Got 50 seconds in the books.
Five minutes left.
Okay, we got Theo Lynn followed by Martin, Dave, George, Ryan, Pat. Your full running order so far. Ryan Randall just resetting fast lap, 16.4. He's looking for more. All right, got Dave going 17.000. That is as flat of a 17 flat as you can get. 130 down, 430 left. Got Dave Kreider, Ryan Randall, George Laxton out front, followed by Theo Lynn, Martin Rowe, Patrick Pagnella. All right, Ryan Randall now to the top. 16.4 for a fast lap. Got George going 16.7. Dave's throwing 16.9. Got Theo 17.3, Martin 17.6, Pat 17.4. 2 minutes in, drivers.
Left.
Ryan Randall currently 0.8 ahead of Dave. Dave 1.3 ahead of George. George 4 ahead of Theo. Theo half a second ahead of Martin. Martin 3 ahead of Pat. 2:15 in, 3:45 remains. Careful in the middle. Careful going crosstown. That is clearing up. You got 2:25 in, 3:35 to go. Ryan 1.4 ahead of Dave. Dave 1 ahead of George. George 4.5 ahead of Theo. Theo 0.3 ahead of Martin. And Martin 3 seconds ahead of Pat. 2:40 down, 3:20 to go. Right now, Dave Kreider 21.06, George Laxton 21.09, Ryan Randall 21.10, Theo 20.03, Martin 20.08, and Pat 20.15.
3 minutes left.
All right, George, Ryan, Dave, followed by Theo, Martin, and Pat. Your current running order. George just 0.2 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.7 ahead of Dave. We got Dave 4 seconds ahead of Theo. Theo half a second ahead of Martin. Martin just, 3:30 down, 2:30 to go, drivers. Careful at the last double, drivers. Last double, 1 down. That is clear. 2:20 to go, drivers. Ryan 0.1 ahead of George. George 0.3 ahead of Dave. And that is just switched up. Ryan now 0.7 ahead of Dave, and Dave 0.2 ahead of George.
Left.
That's how close it is. Top 3 cars, 1.6 presently. Got Theo about 6 seconds back from that pack. Yeah, minute 50 to go, drivers. Ryan 0.9 ahead of Dave. Dave 0.3 ahead of George. That's the battle to watch right now. Ryan, Dave, and George, they're all on 21 lap paces. Got Theo 6. minute 30 remains, 90 seconds to go. All right, a minute 15 remains. Eight ahead of George. We got 1 minute to go, drivers.
1 minute left.
$50 seconds left, 5-0 to go. Ryan 1.9 up on Dave now. Dave 1.1 ahead of George. George 8 ahead of Theo. Theo 11 up on Martin. Martin 6 ahead of Pat. 35 seconds remain, drivers. This is race 2 on track. Race 3, be ready to go. Right now, 3 seconds out. Dave 1 second ahead of George. And Ryan with some problems there, needing the help of a marshal. Let's see how that affects the running order here. All right, he's going to put Randall back to the 2 spot. Half a second back. 5 seconds to go. It's going to come down to Dave, Ryan, and George. All 3 drivers within 1.1 heading into the final lap. Keep on going, drivers. Keep going, keep going. Keep going, keep going.
10 Quartet done. George Laxon done. Chef Dave done. Martin Arroyo done.
Wow.
Ryan R. Randall done.
Got one more car, one more car. Oh, he needs a little help. Thank you, Stan. Yeah, keep going. And that'll be a race, guys.
Finished.
Ryan Randall
Pat McNella
setting his
done.
fastest lap on the final lap, taking the W. 21:08, got Dave Kreider 21:10, George Laxon 21:11, Theo 20:01, Martin 2012, and Pat 2025. It's a good year.
The race is completed.
Okay, race number 3.
AJ Cardinale. Leader. Nelson B.
Oh, a little help. If I can get my drivers from that previous group, I'm going to need your help, please.
Steve Lund. Ray Silione.
Careful on the back straight, drivers. Careful on the back straight. If I can get one more turn marshal to help out on the left side, that'd be awesome. Just one more on the left to help out. All right, we got our marshals out here. Everybody's ready. We're going racing. All right, this is race number 3. All right, in case you guys have not heard the news, we've decided to go open tire for buggy classes this weekend. means you can run any rear tire you want. Heck, you don't have to run tires if you don't want to. It's highly recommended, though. Optional, but highly recommended. Please run tires. We got 30 seconds in. Nelson B going 16.9. Ray Saloni also a 16.9. Art 17.1. Mike 17.2. Steve 17.2. Ooh, Hughes lap 2, 16.6. He is in the mix. All right, 1 minute in, 5 minutes left. We got Ray Saloni 16.3, bringing it down to a 16.2. Steve going 16.4, Nelson 16.8, Art 16.8, Mike 16.6. A minute 15 in, 4:45 remains. Saloni on a 22.03, Leon going 22.11, B on a 22.11, Hughes 22.13, Cardinale 22.16. Mike Hughes just setting fast lap of the race, 16.201. Nelson B going 16.288. Cardinale is 16.5. But it's going to be Saloni out front. 22.02 is the pace. He is driving the orange, blue, and gray. Got Steve out there, maroon and yellow. Nelson B now up to the 2 spot, driving the copper car. So, with 2 minutes in,
4 minutes left.
We got Ray Saloni 22.02, Nelson B 22.06, Steve Leung 22.09, Art going 22.11, Mike now going 22.10. $220 down, $340 left. Saloni, B, Hughes, Cardinale, and Leung. All right, 2:45 down, 3:15 to go. Saloni 22.02, B 22.05, Hughes 22.08, Leung 22.10, Cardinale 22.10.
3 minutes left.
All right, 3:15 in, 2:45 remaining. Saloni 22.01, he's 1.4 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 1.3 ahead of Mike. Mike 0.4 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.8 ahead of Art. Careful with the last double. That is Saloni upside down. So that is going to shake up the running order here. 2:30 to go. That's going to put Nelson B out front. Nelson just going 16.1. So Nelson's pace now 22.04. Mike at 22.07. Steve 22.07. Ray 22.08. And Art 22.09. So that means from first to last, total spread amongst the field now 3.4 seconds.
2 minutes left.
All right, you heard the man. Oh, the spread amongst the field down to 3.2. And Saloni resets fast lap 16.0. Way to go. 1:45 remaining. Nelson, Mike, Ray, Steve, and Art. So Nelson now 1.3 ahead of Steve. Steve 0.022 ahead of Mike. Mike 0.1 ahead of Ray. Ray 1.6 ahead of Art. Total spread amongst the field now down to 2.7 from first to last. Paces, Nelson in first at 22.04, Art last 22.08. So we got a pretty closely knit run group here. Everyone on very close paces. We're heading into the final minute here.
1 minute left.
Nelson 22.04, Ray 22.05.4, Steve 22.05.9, Mike 22.06 flat, and Art 22.08. Saloni once again restaying fast time, and even faster 16 flat, 16.043. Saloni back up to the 2 spot, just 0.7 of a second off the race leader. 35 seconds remain. And this time by Nelson up by 0.3. Ray 0.3 ahead of Steve. Steve 1.3 ahead of Mike. Mike 1.1 ahead of Art. 20 seconds left, drivers. Ten seconds left. Ooh, Hughes going 15.9 that previous lap. It's going to come down to this final lap between Ray and Nelson. Nelson is done.
AJ Cardinale done. Leader done. Steve Lung done.
Uno Boss. And that will be a race.
Ray Silioni done.
Man, Salonio for a rough final lap. That puts Nelson on top, 22.04, Steve 22.05, Mike 22.05, Saloni 22.07, and Cardinale 22.08. Total spread first to last, 3.8 seconds. What a race. Dang.
The race is completed.
That was close. 22.04 to 22.08.
Very
Good job, guys. Good job.
Rice Cakes. Kevin
I'm proud
Allen.
of y'all. That's some good racing.
Gunther. Trevor Hughes.
All right, I may need you guys to come on out and turn marshal, please. All right, heading into race number 4. That'll be Trevor, Barry, Bryant, Kevin, and Brian. All right, let's see. Got most of my marshals. Art, do I got somebody over here? Sweet. Okay, that's everybody. All right, folks, we are going racing. All right, Bryant 15.3, Kevin 16.2, Trevor 16.4, Brian 16.5, Barry 16.6. That's the opening lap here. Race number 4, Bryant Mirafonte the quickest. Oh, Bryant, a little roll. Trevor going 15.9 here on lap number 2. Kevin going 16.3, Barry 16.0, Brian 16.6. 50 seconds in, drivers. Oh, a little trouble in the middle there.
5 minutes left.
Bryant, Trevor, Brian, Kevin, and Barry, your full running order so far. We're 1:10 down now. 4:50 remains. Mirafonte's pace presently 23 laps, same as Trevor and BG. Got Kevin 22.04, Barry 22.10. All right, 125 in, 4:35 to go. All right, so Brian's fast lap of 15.3. Got Trevor 15.9, Brian 15.9, Kevin 16.2, and Barry going 15.7. 140 down. Trevor Hughes to the top spot. Got T. Hughes on a 23.12. Brian on a 23.13. Mirafonte 23.14. Sop at 22.03, Allen 22.04. Now once again, a pretty good race so far. It looks like first to last, only 2 seconds separation.
4 minutes left.
All right, 4 minutes to go. Mirafuente taking it back. Careful in the middle. And that is clear. Mirafuente's pace now 23:11. Hughes 23:13. Gross 23:13. Soppet at 23:14. And Allen 22:05. Mirafuente making a case for me to lower minimum lap time. That time by Bryant Mirafuente going 15.001. Dang. You know, I gotta be honest, I've been practicing. I've been trying to drive more like Bryant lately. I've been trying to enter the corners faster, maintain more mid-corner speed. I'm trying to be like Bryant. I want to go fast. He's raising the bar, so I'm trying to raise my bar too. We got 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes to go. Got Brian going 23:04, Barry 22:01, Brian 22:03, Kevin 22:03, and Trevor 22:07. All right, 3:15 in, 2:45 to go. Mirafuente going 15 flat once again. Got Soppet about 6 seconds back. Allen 2 seconds back at Barry. Trevor clocking in 1.8 back at Kevin, and Brian 1.5 back at Trevor. Got everybody in this race 15.9 or faster. Good stuff. 3:40 down, 2:20 to go. Mirafuente 23 flat, almost on a 24 lap pace. Oh man, I jinxed him. Announcer's curse strikes back. Now 4 minutes down, drivers, 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes left.
So we got Brian 23:06, Barry 23:12, Kevin 22 flat, Trevor going 22:06, and Brian 22:09. We have a minute 45 to go. Brian's fast lap of 15:001. Got Barry 15:3, Kevin 15:9, Brian and Trevor also 15:9. Got a minute 30 remaining. Minute 20, guys. Got Brian 1.8 ahead of Barry. Barry 4.3 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 6 ahead of Trevor. Trevor 0.2 ahead of Brian.
One minute left.
Okay, you heard the man. Mirafuente 23:07. Soppet 23:15. Allen 23:16. Gross 22:11. Hughes 22:12. So our two close battles going on right now. It's Barry versus Kevin, 0.3 of a second apart. And there's about a 10-second gap to the fourth place battle. Trevor and Brian 0.03 apart. 35 seconds left. Wow, Mirafuente 14.8. That lap was great. You know, I'm gonna have to get a replay of that lap and put it on loop. 15 seconds to go, drivers. Oh, he was going for another 14.8 there. That'll happen sometimes.
Goomba done.
Okay, I was watching him that lap, and he was about, I don't think he was
Rice
more than
cakes done.
3 inches off of
Barry
Piper and
Soppet
Apex
done.
that whole lap.
All drivers are finished.
Maybe 2 inches.
Kevin Allen done.
All right, Mirafuente
Trevor
going
Hughes
23:06. Barry going 23:15. Kevin also 23:15. Brian 22:09. Trevor 22:10.
The race is completed.
All right, so time is 7:04. Let's get next round started 7:15. 11 minutes.
Joe Colicchio.
All right, folks, it is time to get round number 2 underway. Tony, your choice, race 3 or 4. Your choice. All right, folks. Okay, so race number 1 is going to be Chloe, James, Joe, Rich, and Stan. Turn marshals, Brian, Barry, Kevin, Brian, Trevor, and Tony.
Rice Cakes Jr. James Colicchio. Rich Bright.
All right, got some turn marshals out here, looking for all my guys from race number 4. And still looking for one more driver.
Stan McDonald.
All right, there we go. All right, folks. Looks like everybody's ready to go. We are going live loop in less than 5. Got 20 seconds in. Got Chloe 18.2, James 20.6, Stan 21.4, Richard 22.9. Ooh, fancy footwork there from BG. All right, 40 seconds in. It's Gross, followed by James, Stan, Joe, and Rich. 45 seconds in. Right now, Chloe on a 19-lap run, about 4 seconds up on James. We got James 2.4 ahead of Joe. Joe, things are changing up. Still very early here. Got 1 minute down, 5 minutes remaining. Gross going 18-0. Way to go. All right, 4:45 left in this one. Got Chloe, James, Rich, your top 3, followed by Joe and Stan. All right, fast laps. We got Chloe 18.0, Joe 18.1, James 19.8, Rich 19.7, Stan 20.6. Got buck 30 down, 4:30 to go. All right, Chloe going 17.8. That lap was great. Got James going 18.4, and he is looking for more. Got a buck 50 down, 4:10 to go. All right, Chloe 2011, James 18.07, Joe 18.19, Rich 17.02, Stan 17.20. All right, so once again, purple cars are out front. Purple and yellow is the leader, solid purple is second place. Your third place car will be the blue car, orange stripe. 220 down, 340 remains, drivers. So, Gross currently 9 seconds up on James. James 2.3 ahead of Joe. Joe 6.1 ahead of Rich. And Rich a lap up on Stan. Got 240 down, 320 remaining. We got James going 17.9, doing just fine. They're in the 2 spot. 17.4 for Gross that time by. 3 minutes
3
in,
minutes
3
left.
minutes to go. 17-4 for Gross, 17-5 for James, 17-4 for Joe as well. All right, racers starting to hit mid-race form, coincidentally, midway through the race. Works out like that sometimes. 2:40 to go, drivers. Wow, we got Joe on a run. Wow, Chloe, 16.9. New fast lap. Just do that about 10 more times and you'll be all good. All right, 3:45 in, 2:15 to go. Chloe on a 20:03 for pace. Got Joe on a 19:06, James 19:08, Rich 18:07, Stan a 15:02. We got 2:05 remaining, drivers.
2 minutes left.
Oh. Trevor debuting a new dance move there. $4:15 down, 1:45 left. All right, so we got Chloe 20:06, Joe a 19:02, James 19:06, 19. Got minute 30 left, drivers, 90 seconds to go. $1:15 remains, drivers. 75 seconds to go. Gross remains your leader, followed by Joe, James, Rich, and Stan. Chloe now 11 up on Joe. Joe is 2.3 ahead of James.
1 minute left.
You heard the man. 1 minute to go. Careful, last double, guys. Last double. Whoa. 50 seconds remaining. $35 seconds remain, drivers. Careful, first double, first double. Trevor's getting all sorts of marshalling action here. Working overtime here in race number 1. $20 seconds left. All right, 5 seconds left, drivers. Oh, felt that one. Careful at the end of the straight.
Rice Cakes Jr. done.
All right, Gross goes 20:06. Everyone else keep going, please. Keep going. Oh, back straight, back straight. Careful on the back straight, guys. Careful on the back straight.
James Colicchio done. Rich Bright done. Joe Colicchio done.
And
All drivers are finished. Stan McDonald done.
that'll be a race. Chloe goes 20:06. Joe going 20:20. James
The race is
20:22.
completed.
Rich going 18:21 and Stan 16:27. All right, folks, moving on to race number 2. All right, race number 2 is going to be Ryan, Dave, George, Theo,
Ryan R.
Martin,
Randall.
and Pat. I got super glue too.
Pat Vignella. Chef Dave. George Laxon. Martin Arroyo.
All right, everybody's checked in. Got my marshals making their way to the course. Got Chloe, got James and Joe, got Stan. Chloe, is there somebody in this corner over here? All right, this is race number 2. Everybody's checked in. Looks like everybody's getting into a rhythm here. All right, folks, it's about that time. We're going racing. All right, folks. Everybody's on the clock. Got Dave going 18.5, Theo going 18.0. Got Ryan 17.4, George going 17.9. Martin 18.5, and Pat with a 20-second lap. Got 45 seconds in, 5:15 to go. Ryan Randall, lap 2, a 16.2. Yes, it's true. Ryan Randall out front. 22 lap pace in the works.
5 minutes left.
All right, Ryan backing it up with a 16.6. Couple good laps in a row. We got just past a minute down. It's Ryan Randall on a 22.09, George on a 21.14. Martin 20.08, Dave 20.07, Theo 19.05, Pat 19.12. Buck 25 in, 4:35 left. All right, Ryan Randall 16.2 for a fast lap. Nobody else in the 16s. Careful in the middle, careful in the middle. Going crosstown. Got Buck 45 in, 4:15 to go. Careful, last double, last double. All right, 2 minutes in, 4 minutes to go.
4 minutes left.
Ryan Randall out front, followed by George, Dave, Martin, Theo, and Pat. Oh, careful, back straight, back straight. Careful on the back straight. Got 2:20 down, drivers, 3:40 left. All right, now it is close between George and Ryan. Right now, Ryan up by 0.2 of a second. George is about 4 seconds ahead of Dave. Dave 3.2 ahead of Martin. Martin 3.1 up on Theo. Theo 4 seconds ahead of Pat. 2:45 in, 3:15 to go. Ryan Randall's pace now 21.13, George 21.17, Dave 20.06, Martin 20.15, Theo 19.06, Pat 19.16.
3 minutes left.
Careful in the middle, careful in the middle, last double. That's clearing up. Got 2:40 remaining. Right now, Ryan Randall, 21.09, just going 16.3 that last lap. He's about 2.5 seconds ahead of George. George now 4.5 up on Dave. Dave 5 ahead of Martin. Martin 6 seconds ahead of Theo. And Theo about 15 up on Pat. Got 2:20 remaining, drivers. All right, 2:10 remaining. Ryan, George, Dave, Martin, Theo, and Pat. Ryan 21.06, George 21.14, Dave 20.02, Martin 20.11, Theo 19.01, and Pat 18.01. Careful in the middle, careful in the middle. That's clearing up. Minute 50 remaining. All right, Ryan 21.05, George 21.13, Dave 20.01, Martin 19 flat, Theo 19.07, Pat 19.19. Got 90 seconds left in this race. So Ryan currently 3.9 ahead of George. George is 3.3 ahead of Dave. Dave 13 up on Martin. Martin 4.5 ahead of Theo. Theo 9.5 ahead of Pat. 75 seconds remain, drivers. Fast lap, still a 16.2 out of Ryan. Only car in the 16s in this group. 1:05 remaining.
1 minute left.
55 seconds to go. And it looks like a long lap for Ryan. That is going to put George to the top by about 1 second. All right, so the cars fighting for the lead going to be the pink and white and the blue, white. Ryan down the back straight. Got George on the left side of the course, about to make his way down the back straight. 30 to go, drivers. $20 seconds left. Keep on going, drivers. Closest battle right now is going to be George and Dave, but, oh man, Dave on his lid.
Chef Dave done. 10 car Ted done. Ryan R. Randall done. Martin Arroyo done. George Laxon done.
Yes, sir.
All drivers are finished.
All right, Ryan Randall going
Capella
21:11. George going 21:15. Dave 20:04. Martin 20:14. Theo 19:02 and Pat 19:15.
The race is completed.
All right, folks, moving into race number 3. That's going to be Nelson, Steve, Mike, Ray, and Art.
Steve Loom. AJ Cardinale. Nelson B. Ray Soto.
Chicane.
Leader.
All right, folks, I need a few more turn marshals. I'm looking for all my drivers from the previous race. I got Dave out there. I believe we got Ryan over here. Yep. All right, I'm looking for George, Martin, Theo, and Pat, if I can get your help on course. All right, Julian, I can get you in the next qualifier. The next qualifier is actually the last qualifier. I'll try to stall a little bit. I'll try to stall. Yeah, see, Art needs 30 seconds. We're still getting marshals to spots. All right, we got marshals and spots. We got cars on the track. We're going racing, guys. Okay, everybody is on the clock. This is race number 3 on track. Race 3 out of 4. A little bit of a light Wednesday tonight, but that's to be expected. Weather's looking nice outside, and we also got the NorCal Champs coming up this weekend. I know a lot of people are getting ready for that one. NorCal Off-Road Champs this Saturday and Sunday. Even if you can't make both days, you are welcome to race one day. We will have a 4th round of qualifying on Sunday, I believe. And one final last chance qualifier to make it into the AAA main events. All right, a minute down. Got Steve out front, 22 flat, Nelson 2203, Ray 2206, Art 2209, Mike 2001. We got 4:45 remaining. This group was very close last time. Let's see if we can get a repeat of that. Oh, Steve presently 0.8 of a second up on Nelson. Nelson 0.3 ahead of Ray. Ray 1.5 ahead of Art. Art 2.1 ahead of Mike. All right, we got 2 minutes in, 4 minutes to go. Steve, Nelson, Ray, Art, and Mike, your 4 running order. Got Steve 20 flat, Nelson 2003, Ray 2004, Art 22, Nelson 2203, Steve 2203, Ray 2203 now, Art 2212, and Mike 2103. Oh, Nelson now to the top spot by just 0.2 of a second. Now it's Steve out front by 0.01, so top 3 cars separated by 0.06. So top 3 cars, 2203 for pace. That's Nelson, Steve, Ray. Got Art 2211, Mike 2101. 240 down, 320 remaining. Saloni a little bit of a long lap. We'll set him back behind Art for the time being. Still got just over 3 minutes remaining, drivers. Steve just 0.9 ahead of Nelson.
3 minutes left.
Yeah, Nelson 2.4 ahead of Art. Art 2.3 ahead of Ray. Ray 0.5 ahead of Mike. Fast lap, Steve Leung 16.0. Nelson 16.2, Art 16.2, Ray 16.3, and Mike 16.3. All right, 320 down, 240 to go. All right, Steve, Nelson, Art, Ray, and Mike. All right, we got 220 remaining here. Race leader driving the maroon and yellow, going crosstown into the tabletop. It's just 0.5 ahead of Nelson right now. Nelson 3.7 ahead of Art. Art 1.4 ahead of Ray. Ray 2.5 up on Mike.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes to go. All right, Steve 2202, Nelson 2202, Art 2208, Ray 2210, and Mike 2214. Minute 40 left in this one, drivers. Minute 25 to go, drivers. Battle between Steve and Nelson still close. 0.6 is the gap. They're both on 2202s for pace. Art 3.9 behind them. Got Ray just 1/10 of a second off of Cardinale now. And we got Hughes 2.5 behind that duo. 1 minute to go.
1 minute left.
Steve and Nelson now 1 second apart. 2202 versus 2203. Art 2207, Ray 2207, and Mike 2211. 45 seconds left, drivers. "30 seconds left, drivers." All right, Steve, half a second up on Nelson, 20 seconds left. Those guys 3.5 ahead of Ray. Ray having a problem there. So I might shake things up a bit. 10 seconds remain. All right, gap between Steve and Nelson heading into the final lap, 0.7.
Nelson B done. Leader done. AJ Cardinale done. Steve Leung done.
One more car making his way around the final corners. And
All drivers are finished. Ray Silioni done.
it'll be Nelson B taking it on the final lap,
Race
going
is completed.
22:03. Steve 22:06, Art 22:08, Ray 22:13, and Mike 21:02. All right, we're working our way into race number 4.
Barry Soppet. Kevin Allen. Rice Cakes. Trevor Hughes. Goompa.
All right, I'm looking for some turn marshals, please. Got my drivers from the previous group, Nelson, Steve, Art, Ray, and Mike.
El Tigre.
All right, just got to get one more car checked in. Oh. Oh, no. It's all right, guys. We're not in a hurry. Seriously, we do have a minute. Hey! Yeah, no worries. All good. Honestly, I know how the arrive and drive goes. Before I worked here, I want to say back in like 2013, 2014, I used to work over on San Tomas and Great America Parkway. And I would get off work at 6 o'clock. Traffic was gridlocked. And I wouldn't get here until, geez, like 6:55, and racing started at 7. So I kind of know how it goes. It's tough. Yeah, it was a race to get to the track back in the day. It's kind of nice now, I'm already here, and it's like, oh, cool. No commute.
Julian Taylor.
All right, good to go, Julian. You guys need another lap, or you guys good? All right, if you want to take one more lap, do so at this time. All right, folks, we're going to go live loop. All right, fastest opening lap, Bryant 15.1, Barry 15.8, Trevor 16.2, Kevin 16.3, Brian 16.4, Julian 16.4, Tony at 19. We got 40 seconds in. All right, Mirafonte 1.5 ahead of Soppit. Soppit 0.3 ahead of Gross. Got Gross 0.4 ahead of Taylor. Taylor 0.009 ahead of his fellow TLR driver, Trevor Hughes.
5 minutes left.
Yeah, Hughes 2 up on Allen. Allen 3 seconds ahead of Wilson. 110 down, 450 remains. Brian, Barry, Brian, your top 3, followed by Julian, Trevor, Kevin, Tony. 120 down, 440 remains. Wow, there it is, Mirafonte, 14.8. Yeah, minute 40 down. Bryant Mirafonte 24.05. Barry going 23.05. Brian 23.10. Got Julian 23.15. Trevor 22 flat. Tony 21.13. Kevin 21.14.
Four minutes left.
All right, 2:30 down, 3:30 to go. Yeah, Brian 24.14. Barry going 23.04. Brian 23.08. Trevor 23.14. Julian 22.07. Tony 21.01. Kevin 21.03.
Three minutes left.
All right. 3 minutes down, drivers. 3 minutes to go. Brian 24.11 for pace. Got Barry 23.06. Brian 23.13. Trevor going 22.05. Julian 22.08. Kevin 22.13. Tony 21.02. 2:25 to go. Mirafonte now 5.6 ahead of Soppit. Soppit 2.5 up on Gross. Gross 5.9 ahead of Hughes. Hughes 0.02 ahead of Taylor. Taylor 2 seconds ahead of Allen. Allen 7 up on Wilson. Fast laps. 14.8 by Mirafonte. 15.6 by Barry. 15.7 by Brian.
2 minutes left.
15.9 from Trevor. 15.7 for Julian. 15.5 for Kevin, 15.8 for Tony. Got a minute 50 remaining. $1.50 to go. Trevor going 15.7 that time around. Minute 40 left. All right, minute 30 remaining. All right, Brian, Barry, Julian, Brian, Kevin, Trevor, and Tony, your full running order. Amir Fuente, 5.5 ahead of Barry. Barry, 9 ahead of Julian. Julian, 1.4 ahead of Brian. Brian, 0.7 ahead of Kevin. Kevin, 0.03 ahead of Trevor. Trevor, 6.4 ahead of Tony.
1 minute left.
You heard the man. Closest battle right now. We got Brian 1. Well, Julian 1 second ahead of Brian. Brian 0.8 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 0.5 ahead of Trevor. Those guys battling spots 3 through 6. 40 seconds remaining. Trouble at the last double. Careful at the wall ride, wall ride. Got 10 seconds left, drivers. And Barry Soppet up to the 1 spot. Gap between Barry and Bryant in the final lap is 3/10. We'll see what happens here on the final lap.
Rice Cakes done. Goomba done. Julian Taylor done. Barry Soppet
All right,
done.
got one more car, and
All drivers
that
are
will
finished.
be a race. Barry Soppet,
LT Gray done.
23:07. Brian, 23:08. Brian, 22:05. Julian, 22:06. Trevor, 22:09. Tony, 22:10. And Kevin getting 19.
The race
All
is
right,
completed.
folks, I am going to take a look at what we have here, and I'll get back to you with some main events here shortly. Hey, slow down, bro. I don't know. All right, folks. Our main events are as follows. Our D group tonight going to be Martin, James, Joe, Pat, Rich, and Stan. Our C group, Tony, Ryan, Dave, George, Theo, Chloe. Our B group, Steve, Mike, Julian, Ray, Art, Trevor. And our A group, Bryant, Barry, Kevin, Nelson, and Brian.
Martin Arroyo.
We'll be taking one bump up from each lower main, with the exception of the B main. We'll be taking 2 from the B main to the A main. All right, folks, time 7:55. Let's go racing in 10 minutes. 8:05.
Stan McDonald. Martin Arroyo. Kevin
Stan Allen.
McDonald. (19.6), 27.7, 25.7, 16.3, 16.3, 105.5, 27.9, 15.9, 21.3. Chef Dave. (21.1), 18.1, 21.4, 116.8, 19 flat, 18.5, 17.9, 105.4, 131.5, 24.1, 22.8, 17.5, 17.9, 27.8, 17.7, 20.4, 17.2, 111.5, 22.3, 17.9, 19.1, 17.2, 22 flat, 19-7, 17-2. 21.8. 19-6, 20.4. 17-7, 19-8. 35.2. 30.5. 117.3. 28.6.
All right, folks. It is time for race number 1. Race number 1 is going to be Martin, James, Joe, Pat, Rich, and Stan. Turn marshals will be my A-main drivers. Marshals will be Bryant, Barry, Kevin, Nelson, and Brian. All right, winner of this one gets to race in the next one. All right, we got Team Colicchio out here. Got Martin
James
out here.
Colicchio. Joe Colicchio.
All right, need a little bit of help in the middle. I need some turn marshals, please. If I can get Bryant, Barry, Kevin, Nelson, Brian.
Pat Vignella. Rich Bright.
All right, maybe if I can get one volunteer at the driver's stand, that would be great. If I get one volunteer at the driver's stand, that'd be awesome. All right, folks, let's line them up. It is going to be Martin on the 1 spot, James on the 2, Joe on the 3, Pat on the 4, Rich 5, Stan 6. All right, folks, we got ourselves a grid. We got turn marshals, drivers. Best of luck. We're going racing, less than 5. Here we go. Got Martin leading him off a little side by side there. Pat taking advantage of the commotion. Careful in the middle, guys. Oh, Pat Pagnella out front. Martin in the 2 spot. 20 seconds in. Pat Pagnella over that first double, driving the pink and white car. He is 1.3 ahead of Martin. Got a few seconds back to James in the 3 spot. Trouble for Pat. Yeah, put Martin up to the top. All right, 40 seconds in. Martin going 17.5. He is looking alive. A little bit of help. Trouble for Martin. That's going to put Pat back to the point, but Pat going off trajectory. That's going to move him back a couple of spots. We got James now taking over the 1.
5 minutes left.
All right, 1 minute in. James Colicchio, 0.7 of a second up on Martin Arroyo. Got Martin, let's see, at the line this time around. 7 seconds up on Pat. Pat just ahead of Rich. Got 120 down, 440 to go, drivers. Careful at that last double. Careful at the last double. Got 135 in, 425 remaining. Got James out front, followed by Martin, Pat, Stan, Joe, and Rich. $145 down, 4:15 left. All right, James, Martin, Pat, Stan, Joe, Rich out front. It's going to be James just ahead of
4
Martin. They're
minutes
making their
left.
way down the back straight. Gap is 0.3 of a second between those two drivers. They find themselves about 9 seconds up on Pat. 2:15 in, 3:45 remains. Fast lap so far. Pat Pagnella taking it now, 17-1. Got James 17.6, Martin 17.5, Joe 17.6. 2:25 down, 3:35 to go. All right, so your leader is driving the purple car. He's coming up on some traffic here. Purple car with the green wheels. Second place is going to be that purple and green and purple. Oh, a little trouble for your leader. Scott Martin a chance to close in. Just about 3 minutes down and 3 minutes left.
3 minutes left.
James 2 seconds ahead of Martin. Martin 13 up on Pat. Pat 7 ahead of Joe. All right, 3:10 down, 2:50 remains. Race leaders down that back straight once again. Purple car versus green purple. They make their way over the first double, going crosstown, coming up on Stan next. All right, 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. This time around, James 1.6 ahead of Martin. Got Martin 13 up on Pat. Pat about 10 seconds up on Joe. Got 2:15 remaining in this race. Martin has made his way to the top spot once again. James right behind him, though. These guys making their way over that first double, about to go crosstown, a little bit collision midair.
2 minutes
and
left.
the battle continues. They both end up compromised. So Martin getting away first. You got 1:50 to go. Down the back straight they go. This time by Martin 1.234 ahead of James. All right, 1:35 remaining. Battle for the lead, making its way around those last two corners. Down the back straight. Martin, James, half a second apart. A minute 20 to go. James going 17.3 that last lap. He is doing all he can to get back to that race lead. Minute 15 remains. Back straight. Be careful. Back straight. All right, leaders are coming up on some traffic. That's purple versus purple-green. You see those two cars. Give them some room, please. Trouble there for James.
1 minute left.
Will James just wait for Martin? Wait for Martin to pass? 55 seconds remain. Battle continues on. James threading the needle there. 45 seconds left. "35 seconds remain. A battle for the lead, making its way over that first double, coming up on Stan and Pat. Over the tabletop they go. A little trouble there. 20 seconds left. Hey, BG, can I ask you a big favor? Can you marshal the next race, please? Thank you. I got an idea here. 5 seconds left.
Pat Pagnella done. James Colicchio done. Martin
All
Maloney
right, so
done.
James taking the W over Martin there, but not by much. They're battling all race long.
Stan McDonald done.
So,
Rich
exercise
Bright
a
done.
little bit of race director discretion here. We're going to bump up both James and Martin because they were battling all race
All
long.
drivers are finished.
I want to see
Joe
the battle
Colicchio
continue.
done.
All right, so James and Martin, you guys are both moving on to the C-Main. Podium for this one will be Pat, Joe, Rich.
The race is completed.
Come on, computer. There we go.
Ryan R. Randall. George Laxon. Rice Cakes Jr. Chef Dave. 10 Cartet. El Tigre.
Yep, they're taking a podium picture, so give them a moment.
James Colicchio.
All right, I'm going to need some turn marshals for this race. If anybody wants to volunteer, we are definitely welcoming that. All right, I'm going to need one in front of the tabletop, too. Yeah. If I can get volunteer up front, that would be great. All right, well, we got Joe moving up front. That works. Right there, I think. And nobody wants to turn marshal, so that's kind of the predicament. All right, I do have all my guys, though. I have Rich, I have Joe, I got Stan. Do I have Pat out here? All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sponsorship commitments. I suppose right here. Yeah, right. Perfect. All right, well, the lineup is going to be Tony on the 1, Ryan 2, Dave 3, George 4, Theo 5, Chloe 6, James 7, Martin 8. All right, folks, grid is almost good. Drivers, best of luck. We are going racing less than 5. Here we go. Oh. We got Ryan Randall out front. Looks like James with one heck of a start, making his way up to the 2. Tony making his way to the 2 now. James in the 3, Martin 4, followed by Dave. And we got Chloe, Theo, and George. 35 seconds in. All right, Ryan Randall going 16.9. Tony Wilson 16.9. Everybody else low 17s for the most part here. Got 45 seconds in, 5:15 left. Oh, Randall going 16.2 that time around. Wilson a 16.3.
5 minutes left.
James going 17.2. Got some PRs being set. 1:10 down, 4:50 to go. Ryan currently 1.5 ahead of Tony. Tony 2.8 ahead of James. James 1.7 ahead of Martin. Martin 0.7 ahead of Dave. Dave 0.5 ahead of Chloe. Chloe 0.7 ahead of Theo. Theo 0.6 ahead of George. Got ourselves a mid-pack battle here. Martin, Dave, Theo, George, and Chloe all battling for position there. 4 through 8. And the race is great. 140 down. Ryan Randall, half a second ahead of Tony right now. Tony clocking in 5 seconds ahead of James. James is 2.6 ahead of Martin. Martin 0.8 ahead of Dave. Dave 0.4 ahead of Theo. Theo 1 up on George. George 3 up on Chloe.
4 minutes left.
All right, 2 down, 4 to go. Oh, Ryan a little bit wide there. A little short there. That's going to put Tony up to the 1 spot. 2:15 in, 3:45 remains. Tony, Ryan, James, Dave, Martin, Theo, George, and Chloe, your full running order here. We got 2:30 down, 3:30 to go. All right, 3:20 left in this one. Careful with that first double. Got 3:05 remaining here. Tony now 4 up on Ryan. Ryan 9 ahead of James.
3 minutes left.
Just looks to have a little bit of distance ahead of Dave now. Let's see where Dave shakes out here. Careful with the last double. Yeah, 2:45 left in this race. Right now, Tony 3.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 9 ahead of James. James 2.5 ahead of George. George 4 ahead of Theo. Theo 1.2 ahead of Dave. Dave 2 ahead of Martin. Martin 7 up on Chloe. We got 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go here. 2.5 minutes left. All right, so closest battle is going to be Theo 1.2 ahead of Dave. Dave 1.3 ahead of him. Oh, careful first double, guys. Careful first double. Yeah, 2 minutes left, drivers.
2 minutes left.
Yeah, let's see, as they cross the line one more time. Yeah, closest battle right now is going to be Martin versus Theo. They are just half a second apart. All right, got 1:40 to go, drivers. Minute 30, drivers, 90 seconds. Tony, Ryan, James, George, Dave, Martin, Theo, Chloe, your full running order. Got 1:20 remaining. And somebody going bodyless. All right, looks like James Colicchio going without the purple.
1 minute left.
You heard the man, 1 minute remaining. Tony 8 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 14 ahead of James. James 2.3 ahead of George. George 7 ahead of Dave. Dave half a second ahead of Martin. Martin now 7 seconds ahead of Theo. Got 45 seconds left. All right, 30 seconds remain, drivers. 25 seconds to go. And closest battle going to be Dave and Martin, less than 1 second apart. Those guys duking it out to see who finishes in the top 5. 10 seconds remaining. And time has expired. When you cross the line, you will
James
be
Colicchio
done.
done. 10 Quartet done. George Laxon done. Ryan R. Randall done. LT Gray done. Chef Dave done. Martin Arroyo done.
And that will be a
All
race,
drivers
drivers.
are finished. Rice Cakes Jr. done.
All right, your winner, Tony Wilson, moving on to the B group. Podium for this race will be Ryan, James, and George. Rest of the order will be Dave, Martin, Theo, Chloe.
The race is completed.
All right, we're going to move on to our B group.
Leader. AJ Cardinale. Steve Loom. Trevor Hughes. Ray Silioni.
All right, this is race number 3, our B main event. That'll be Steve, Mike, Julian, Ray, Art, Trevor, Tony, your full lineup. All right, turn marshals here are going to be Ryan, James, George, Dave, Martin, Theo, and Chloe. If I can get all turn marshals to the racetrack, please.
Julian Taylor.
All right, gonna need a little bit of help on the left side. Need a little help on the left. All right, lineup here is going to be Steve 1, Mike 2, Julian 3, Ray 4, Art 5, Trevor 6, Tony 7. Yes. What's that? Oh, yeah, we're giving Tony a sec. Oh, okay, we'll give Mike a sec too. Okay, no worries. Are we doing a car switch there? Oh, okay. All right, so Steve 1, Mike 2, Julian 3, Ray 4, Art 5, Trevor 6, Tony 7. Can I get maybe one more marshal on the left side? And maybe if we can kind of shift things around a bit, or are we missing somebody? Yeah, where is Theo? Hey, Theo, I need you to turn marshal. Yeah. Are you guys able to see around him, or? Okay, yeah, Theo, you gotta move, dude. All right, we are going racing, drivers. Best of luck, less than 5. And we got Leung leading them off. Taylor all over the back wing. Oh, trouble there for Steve. Somebody, that's it. Oh, geez. Oh, man. Yeah, 20 seconds down. Right now, Julian out front. Ray in the 2, followed by Art and Steve. And we got Trevor, Mike, and Tony. Trevor and Mike running identical paint jobs. Don't get confused, guys. Don't start driving the wrong car. And it's going to be Ray Saloni out front, followed by Julian. Art, your lead pack. Careful landing the last double, guys. Oh, careful after the last double. Got one down, and that's clearing up. Careful at the wall ride.
5 minutes
One
left.
down, 5 to go. And it's going to be Ray Saloni out front. Being trailed by our Cardinale, Trevor Hughes, now up to the 3. Followed by Julian, Tony, Mike, and Steve. Got a minute 15 down, 4:45 remaining. Race leader driving the orange, gray, and blue. Second place, going to be the multicolor ride, black, orange, yellow, and white. Your third place car going to be one of those Hughes cars. Taylor running the all white. The I just got a new car paint job. 140 down. Got Ray, Art, Trevor, Julian, Tony, Mike, and Steve, your full order. Ray currently 1 second ahead of Art. Art is 3.7 ahead of Trevor. Trevor 1.6 ahead of Julian. Julian 1.1 ahead of Tony. Tony 3.4 ahead of Steve. Steve 2 ahead of Mike.
4 minutes left.
All right, we're 2 down, 4 to go. This is our B main event, so the top 2 advance to the A. All right, Ray and Art in those transfer spots, followed by Trevor, Julian, Tony, Steve, Mike. 3:40 to go. Careful at the first double. First double. $225 in, $335 to go. Race leaders making their way around the last 2 corners and down the back straight. That's going to be gray, orange, blue, being followed by the black, orange, yellow, white. So Ray and Art about half a second apart. They find themselves 2.3 seconds ahead of Trevor Hughes. Trevor 1.6 ahead of Julian. Julian 2.1 ahead of Tony. Tony 6 ahead of Steve. Steve 4 ahead of Mike. And this time by Ray, almost 1 second up.
3 minutes left.
Yeah, we're halfway home, drivers. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. This time by gap between Ray and Art, 1.1. Got 2 seconds back to Trevor. 0.9 back to Julian. And there's 2.1 back to Tony, 6.2 back to Steve, and 5.5 back to Mike. 3:25 down, 2:35 to go. Careful at the wall ride. 2 getting on the back straight. That's clearing up. I need a little help at that first double. Thank you, guys. 3:25, 3:35 in, 2:25 left. Fastest lap being reset by Julian Taylor, going 15.8. 2:10 remains, drivers. Two minutes to go.
2 minutes left.
And it looks like Hughes making his way up to the 2 spot. Cardinale 1.5 ahead of Hughes. Hughes 0.2 ahead of Saloni at the line. Got a minute 45 left. Cardinale out front, 0.7 of a second ahead of Trevor. Trevor is closing in on the race leader. Down the back straight they go. All right, flying high over that first double into the crosstown section, going over the tabletop. Are trying to hold off Trevor here. Trevor on his lid. Oh, Mike getting a do-over there. I feel like Mike was doing an oval lap. 1 minute to go. Careful in the chicane.
1
Looks like
minute left.
Saloni now in the 2 spot. Whoa. I'll have to look at the replay on that, see what happened. Oh, geez. We got 40 seconds remaining. Oh, careful on the back straight, guys. Careful. That's clearing up. The battle here is going to be between Tony and Ray right now for that final spot in the A main. Got 25 seconds left. They're making their way down the back straight. That's the battle to watch right now. 15 seconds to go. 0.3 of the gap. Ray grabbing a pipe. Still got time. 5 seconds to go. Will they make it by for one more? It's going to be close here, and they will
LT
not.
Gray done. Ray Silioni done. Steve Lung done. Julian Taylor done.
Got
Trevor
one more
Hughes
car
done.
on a victory
Leader
lap
done.
right now is Mr. Art Cardinale.
All drivers are finished.
Whew, that'll be a race, guys.
Jay
It's going to be
Cardinale done.
Art and Tony making it today. I did see that, yeah. I got to look at the replay to see the whole story. I saw the aftermath. But, yeah, I got to look at the replay to
race
see
is
the whole
completed.
story.
Kevin Allen. Barry Soppet. Rice cakes.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that happened. I have to look at the replay.
Nelson
I
G.
saw it, yeah. Yeah, I saw that, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Okay.
Goompa.
Okay, I got Trevor, I got Ray, I got Steve. I may need some more turn marshals, please. Yeah.
AJ Cardinale.
Okay, thank you, Mike. All right, got Julian. I think I need a little bit of help on the left, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, lineup for this one. We're giving Tony a moment. I'm stalling. We're going to get Bryant on the 1 spot, though. I think Bryant went, Bryant went 23:06 in qualifying today. Yeah, Barry lining up on the 2 spot. Hey, Kevin Allen on the number 3. Nelson on the number 4. Brian Gross in the number 5. Art Cardinale, the number 6. And Tony Wilson will line up on the number 7. Thank you, Pat. Much appreciated. All right, Tony doing the zigzag. Doing the slalom.
LT Gray.
Okay, grid is set. Not quite. Hang on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. All right, grid is set. Drivers ready. We're going racing. Less than 5. Oh, last double, last double. Ah, in trouble for Bryant on the second lap. That's going to put Barry out front. Ooh, oh. That did not sound good. Ouch. "35 seconds in, and somebody's upside down. That's going to be Kevin, unfortunately. So Barry Soppet out front. Got Brian Gross in the 2 spot. Nelson B up to the 3. Art 4, Kevin 5, Tony 6. Brian got body slammed.
5 minutes left.
You know, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. Yeah, Barry Soppett going 15-8 that time by. Minute 15 down, 4:45 left. Oh, Nelson nipping at the heels of BG, quite literally. 125 in, 4:35 remaining. Barry Soppett 3.3 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.5 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 1.2 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1.5 ahead of Art. Art 2.6 ahead of Tony. We got $1.40 down. Barry Soppett 15-7. All right, 1:45 in, 4:15 to go. BG stuck at that first double. Oh, man. Oh, man.
4 minutes left.
Two minutes down, 4 minutes remaining. We got Barry Soppett out front. 4.8 seconds up on Nelson B. Nelson 0.7 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 2.9 ahead of Art. Art 1.7 ahead of Tony. All right, 2:35 in, 3:25 remaining. 3:20 left in this one. We got Barry out front, having a good run here. It's been one of those nights. Not everyone's had a good run tonight. I apologize. Barry Soppett is having a good run, so
3 minutes
I'm happy
left.
for you, Barry. Barry going 15-4 that time around. Barry Soppett, how about that? 15-4. He's looking for more. All right, Barry 7.4 ahead of Kevin. Kevin 1.3 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 3.5 ahead of Art. Art 5.5 ahead of Tony. We got 2:25 remaining here. Barry Soppett 7 seconds up on the competition. Closest battle right now going to be Kevin and Nelson, just 1.5 apart. All right, folks, we're just over 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left.
Barry, Kevin, Nelson, Art, Tony, Brian, and Bryant. Now, 1:45 to go, drivers. Barry 6 seconds ahead of Kevin. Kevin now 2 ahead of Nelson. Nelson 4.7 ahead of Art. Art 7 seconds ahead of Tony. Fast laps, we got Barry going 15-4, Kevin 15-9, Nelson 16-1, Art 16-5, Tony 16-0, Brian 16-0. 1:20 to go. All right, 1:05 remaining, drivers.
1 minute left.
$55 seconds to go, drivers. Are you going to punt yourself, Tony? 40 seconds left. $30 seconds remain, drivers. Closest battle still going to be Kevin and Nelson, 1.5 seconds apart. 20 seconds left. All right, 10 seconds left.
Kevin Allen done.
All right, folks, keep on going.
Nelson
Keep
V.
on
Dunn.
going.
Barry Soppet done. LT Gray done. AJ Cardinale done.
Okay, that will be A race drivers. Barry Soppet taking the W tonight. Kevin 2, Nelson 3. That'll be your podium, followed by Art, Tony, Brian Bryant. Thank you all for coming out. We definitely appreciate your support. We hope to see you again soon. We'll be racing this Friday. We'll be racing all weekend long. We're racing Friday night. We're racing Saturday. We're racing Sunday. Hey, if you guys want to race Monday too, I'm game. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Get home safe. We'll see you soon. Good night.